Diamonds.
Good day, welcome to 50 Plate of Food with Chef Willy from Passion for Cooking. My name is Deborah Mashilo and today we'll be teaching you how to make your own pasta from home. And today's dish is pasta Alfredo. Chef, over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Chef Willy and today we're gonna do pasta Alfredo. We're gonna make our own homemade pasta and with a nice creamy sauce. For our pasta, we have 500 grams of Italian flour. This is a 00 flour. We need 5 eggs, white pepper, a little bit of salt, and a dash of nutmeg. Also, we're going to include a nice virgin olive oil. The best thing for you to do this is to do it in a kitchen machine because the dough is quite tough and it's going to be a hard job if you do it by hand. It is possible by hand, but like I say, it's going to be hard work. We mix all the ingredients together in no specific order. And then we add one by one our eggs, and we're going to use the whole egg. So there is a lot of egg yolks in this, so it's a nice and rich dough, and it's going to have a beautiful, nice and yellow color. So you put this in the machine, put it high speed, and then the dough will mix. So when our dough is almost ready, we'll take it out of the machine and wrap it in cling film and let it rest in the fridge for about 3 hours if you use it the same day, but preferably you let it rest overnight so the dough can come nicely together. Our pasta has been resting the whole night. To process the pasta and make a nice fettuccine, we have semolina flour, which is a little bit more coarse and it's easy to process, and a normal home-use pasta machine. And to do this, you start off with taking a quarter of the pasta and not too big piece to start off with, and keep the rest nicely on the plastic because it dries out very quick, and dip this into your semolina flour and roll it by hand so you can start rolling it through the pasta machine. You start at number 7, that's the biggest end and the biggest width. And you will see there is a nice chew on this dough, which is going to make a nice pasta. So you keep folding your pasta, and we're still at the biggest end of the pasta machine, so we didn't go any thinner. So once you have a nice sheet, you start changing the machine thinner and thinner, and sprinkle it a little bit with your semolina so it doesn't stick. And then you keep feeding the pasta. Now the thinnest end, number 1, we would do that when we would make nice raviolis to stuff. But for a fettuccine, you want to stop at thickness number 3 so that your fettuccine has a nice bite to it. So we'll cut it in half. And again, sprinkle with. Now we take a baking sheet and attach our attachment to the pasta machine where you have your cutter for your fettuccine. Take your baking sheet, sprinkle it with semolina. Take your sheet for your fettuccine, and then slowly roll it through the machine and feed it continuously on the top until your fettuccine is ready. Sprinkle it again a little bit with semolina and mix it and make little heaps that we reserve later for cooking. So now you can prefer to keep your pasta fresh and soft like this. You can either freeze it and reserve it, or if you prefer to dry it, you can buy these little stands to hang your fettuccine so it can dry and gets hot. But I prefer it nice and fresh, so it only needs a minute cooking and has a nice chewy bite to it. For this sauce, we need a little nugget of butter and a clove of garlic chopped. We're gonna add a little bit of milk till it comes nicely together, and add rich double cream to the sauce. We're gonna let this melt and cook together till the sauce starts nicely to bind. For the seasoning, we need a pinch of nutmeg, and nutmeg gives a nice earthy flavor to the sauce. Meantime, we check our pasta, and you can see the pasta is coming along. It only needs 2 to 3 minutes. In our sauce, we're gonna add some nice cracked black pepper and a nice pinch of fleur de sel. We're gonna take out our pasta and add it to our sauce. And let the sauce mix nicely with the pasta, so the pasta can suck up the sauce and become nice and rich. Just a little taste. Fantastic. We transfer our pasta to the dish, and then we'll finish it off with Parmesan and a nice touch of Thai basil, some cracked pepper, and this is my pasta Alfredo.
We have a special guest to enjoy our meal with. Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Stefanie Jansen van Vuren, a news anchor at 8 and 7.
And I'm Olivia, I'm DJ Kush from Abani Consulting and Project.
Pepper, also known as Dr. Pepper, DJ on decks, mix well, make sure the food is nice as well.
Welcome. Are we hungry?
Very
Yeah, very high.
Let's dish up. So do you cook at home?
Yes, I definitely do. I have boys waiting for big dishes, African way, most of my foods.
Okay.
Egusi, jollof rice, you name it.
So this is good, so you can learn something different, introduce
most
something.
Definitely,
Yeah,
most definitely, yes.
Thank you so much. How does it taste?
It's got a very rich texture. It's not too much.
Not
Yeah.
so much spices.
Yeah.
The originality of the pasta itself.
Yes.
And then I would say the most important thing that I love in the pasta is the cheese. So this cheese on this pasta is so quite nice.
Yeah.
A bit light, but with something thick on it.
Yeah, like it's silky.
Yeah,
and,
very nice. Yeah, I
It's
would
got
say.
so much nice dairy products with
Yes.
cheese
Yeah.
and the milk
Yeah.
that they put in. It's very
Yes,
And a
yes.
little bit of black pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something good, something new.
Yeah, this is too much. I wish I knew how to make this.
Yeah.
Plus, it's got a lot of meat in it,
Yeah.
pepper.
Yes, yes.
Is it safe to eat this?
Absolutely.
Okay, means that I'm gonna finish everything.
Chef, how long does it take to do this menu?
From beginning to finish, about 20 minutes.
Yes.
You can make lasagna with this, you can make Alfredo, you can make a spaghetti. There is no limit what kind of pasta you can make with it. Keep the ingredients to a few. Don't mix too much ingredients together.
That's a good
Buy
idea.
a good product and stay local.
Thank you
And a
so
little bit
much,
of
Chef.
pepper on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best thing.
Pepper.
DJ Pepper.
Always need it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chef. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You can even tell the plate is empty.
Yeah, just to
He's
survive.
gonna eat the leaves now.
When you go off cam, it's gone.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna vote who's gonna do the dishes.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I think I have a
I showed you.
to go home.
I think she has to wash the dishes.
Okay. No, really,
While they're
because of
talking
the
about the
spices.
dishes,
Go ahead,
thank you
Naomi.
so much.
No, I didn't.
We had such a pleasure to have them with us
I guess
today.
I-
Over to the chef.
For the second leg, we're gonna start with a dessert, which is one of my favorites. It's crème brûlée, a very creamy, rich dessert, and we're gonna enrich that with white chocolate. So it's gonna be a white chocolate crème brûlée, and I'm gonna serve that with seasonal strawberries that are macerated in a little bit of syrup that has been flavored with bergamot or verveine, which has this amazing lemon smell, and that's going to be fantastic. So, for our basic ingredients for a crème brûlée, and believe me, this recipe is an absolute top recipe, which I've been cooking for many years. 6 egg yolk, we need a vanilla bean, white chocolate, and the best to use is, of course, me being a Belgian, white Belgian chocolate, caster sugar, we have full cream and full cream milk. All of this is very simple to do. We take a cooking pot, we put our milk inside, we put our cream inside, and then we're gonna take our vanilla bean and we're gonna split our vanilla bean in half and scratch out all the seeds. And the seeds is basically what's gonna give the extra flavor. We put also the vanilla bean completely in the milk and let it cook so it can give full flavor to the milk. And to macerate our strawberries, we're gonna make a simple syrup, which is 1 part of sugar, 1 part of milk. We're gonna add to this a little bit of raw honey just to give it that extra touch. Into that, we're gonna grate some lemon zest, just a little bit, because most of the lemon flavor will come from our bergamot. We pull off the leaves of the bergamot and just add it to our syrup to infuse the syrup with this goodiness of lemon flavor. And then we bring this to the boil and let it cool down, so later on we can cut our strawberries and mix it with the syrup. While our milk and cream is cooking, we prepare our ruban, and our ruban is nothing else but your egg yolks and your sugar. This you have to do the last moments, because now you see egg yolks are nice, thick and creamy. The moment you add your sugar to it, the sugar is going to interact with the egg yolk and make it fluid like water, but you want that creaminess so you can have your crème brûlée very nice, thick and smooth. And you whisk it until it's nicely mixed. And if you use caster sugar, you don't have to worry too much, it will dissolve very quick. And you add your milk, you pour your milk slowly into your egg and sugar mixture. You see the vanilla bean is coming, which has given all its flavor. And this moment, we're gonna take our chocolate and add our chocolate to our warm milk and cream mixture. In the meantime, our syrup is cooking. I can smell the lemon. Smells fantastic. We let this rest for a few minutes, and then we're gonna pass it through a sieve to get all the solids out and the vanilla bean that was inside, and then pour it into our ramekins to put it in the oven. So you can see we sieve it through, and we get our vanilla beans out. You don't have to throw these vanilla beans. You can wash them with water, dip them with a little bit of paper, and put them in a big jar with sugar. The sugar will smell like vanilla after a week, and you can use it for other desserts. We pour our liquids into a jug, so it's easier to handle. And then we slowly fill our ramekins till about 1/2 centimeter from the border. And we're gonna place this into a baking tray with a little bit of hot water, au bain-marie, and place this in a hot oven, 150 degrees, for about 20 minutes until the crème brûlée is solid. So for our strawberries, we have our strawberries and our syrup that we cooked before. We cooled the syrup a little bit down, and we're gonna clean our strawberries, and we quarter the strawberries. Of course, you can make this dessert also with mixed berries. I prefer strawberries. Once your strawberries are cut, we take our syrup and we drizzle our syrup over the strawberries. And infuse them with that fantastic lemon flavor that we get from our bergamot. We serve this into a nice bowl and let it rest. You can do this a few hours in advance. If you do this a day in advance, when you let the strawberries really get into the flavor, don't cut them too small. The smaller you cut them, the more softer they get. And you want that little bit of a bite on it. To garnish off, we'll add a little bit of whipped cream. And I didn't add anything in the whipped cream because we already have enough sweetness that we did in the syrup for our strawberries. And you see, we reserve this until our crème brûlée is ready before we start plating. Our strawberries are ready, and we just roasted some nice almonds that we're going to use later as a garnish. So to make our caramel crust on our crème brûlée, we are going to use a gas torch. And this is actually a simple tool which you can buy in any building equipment warehouse. They will sell you this. And we take caster sugar. Yeah. So to start off, we make a thin layer of sugar on top of your crème brûlée and start slowly caramelizing that sugar. Some chefs prefer to use brown sugar. I don't, because brown sugar will become very bitter if you make it too hot. But a nice caster sugar is gonna give you a nice glassy sugar crust on top of your crème brûlée. Keep turning your ramekins around so you have a nice even caramelization. And you see how nicely that sugar is flowing to make a golden crust. And we don't want the crust to be too thick. We just need that nice crack when you dig into it and start eating it. And take your time for this. Don't go too fast, and don't keep the hottest point of your flame, which is just behind the blue color, too much on one spot, because you're definitely gonna burn your sugar. And as you can see, this comes and looks fantastic. Add a little bit of almonds to give it a little bit of crunch on your strawberries. And remember, we did our whipped cream before. With some hot water and a spoon, we'll make beautiful little canals, which we're gonna put on our strawberries. And what better way to garnish this off as with your bergamot that you made your syrup in the beginning with. And some lovely little flowers that we picked this morning already very early in our vegetable garden. Voila. And the final touch, a little bit of a dust. So how is that for being beautiful? So now let's see if our guests like it. Crème brûlée is rich, your strawberries are fresh, nice crunch from the almonds inside. It's one of my favorites. For me, this is Chef Willy at his best.
This is Chef Willy's recipe.
Yes.
It's too much.
Valentine's dessert.
I know, Chef, this is too much.
And what's there that I can taste? I can tasting the mint there.
That's your bergamot, and your bergamot has a really
Lemon.
exactly.
Yeah.
So to infuse that syrup when we did our strawberries with, just to give it that extra touch to it.
Guys, this is it.
And don't forget the crème brûlée is very rich because we just didn't mention it. But don't forget the Belgian chocolates, the white chocolate in the crème brûlée, which gives it.
This is just a love-making dish. I'll just call it a love-making dessert. This is nice.
And strawberries.
Yeah.
This was fantastic. For today's recipes, go to www.passionforcooking.co.za. If you have any question that you would like to ask the chef, goes to info@passionforcooking.co.za. Please follow us on Passion for Cooking on Facebook page. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Cut diamond.